Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Shaman's Horde on Nyxus Gaming. Today is going to be the start of our little soiree through the Companions of New Vegas. And just like the last episode, we are going to start today with my personal favorite, probably the first one you will encounter throughout the game in Prim here. We're going to go get Eddie the robot. So Eddie is going to be here in the Mojave Express building in Prim, next to the Bison Steve, Lucky Casino, and the Vicky and Vance. So let's head on in. And there are going to be a few ways here you can get Eddie. This is an advanced model robot with a reinforced frame. It is well weathered and appears to have seen a good bit of action. There is very little in the way of serious damage. The first way to get him is going to be to try and fix it. That's going to use your repair skill. Some servos and gyroscopes need to be recalibrated and replaced, but it looks as though the robot can be repaired. You need repair 65 or higher to do this. So let's run the repair. Companion protocol, begin. And with that, Eddie joins you and gives you the enhanced sensors perk. If you don't have repair 65, you can also try and examine the electronics using science. A few of the primary electronic systems seem to be fully functional, and the redundant systems are all working. If you bypass some of the primary systems, the secondary systems should compensate and make some of the repairs easier. You need Science 55 or higher for this. So let's run the bypass. Now that doesn't actually repair him. What it does is lower the repair cost. So with the redundant systems compensating for the damaged primary circuitry, many of the gyroscopes begin spinning. The repair doesn't look like it'll be too complicated now. You now only need repair 35 or higher to do it. So let's try and fix it. Companion protocol, begin. The third and final way to obtain Eddie, you're going to want to go into the repair option again, but instead we're going to choose to repair with parts. It looks as though the damaged servos and gyroscopes could be replaced with the correct components. And with this, you don't need a skill check. Instead, you're going to need to bring 3 pieces of scrap metal, 2 sensor modules, and some scrap electronics. So a really easy place to find this stuff at is near Prim. You're going to want to travel up to Lone Wolf Radio here. Now if you walk in, there we go. The scrap electronics is going to be on your left here, and the 2 sensor modules are going to be on your right on this shelf. Now, you do not always get scrap metal here. If you do, it is probably going to be in one of these containers. It looks like I was not so lucky this time, but scrap metal is really easy to find. You can find it just about anywhere in the wasteland, except for Lone Wolf Radio, apparently. But you can also just get 2 pieces right here on the counter behind Eddie. You do have to steal them, but you can use them. So let's go ahead and try and repair him with parts. Fix it with the parts. Companion protocol, begin. And with that, Eddie joins us and gives you the enhanced sensors perk. Now Eddie has many perks to him that make him a wonderful companion. The first of which being that he is a robot and not considered a human companion. So while you have him, you can also get Cass or Boone or Veronica or any of the other humanoid companions with you as well. Now the perk he gives you is enhanced sensors. If we go in here and check it out, while Eddie is a companion, the player can detect enemies at an increased range. Additionally, enemies will appear on the player's compass and can be targeted in VATS even when cloaked. So what this does is effectively replaces your perception with Eddie's perception, which is a 10. So when you have Eddie around, you're going to have 10 perception and be able to see enemies on your compass from a lot farther. It's also going to give you a 20 to 25% bonus against enemies whenever they are cloaked, such as Nightkin, which is very useful to have. Now, if you have Lonesome Road installed, one of the DLC, you can talk to Eddie, and he starts with a built-in reloading bench. So whenever he is around, you can break down and create more ammo for yourself. He also, if we talk to him one more time, he will also start with a built-in crafting table, a workbench. So not only can you craft and break down ammo, you can also craft and make anything you have a recipe for, as long as you have Eddie around. And if that's not useful enough, he gets plenty added to him throughout the game. In order to get Eddie's first major upgrade, you're going to want to go through his companion quest, which you may have noticed we did not get immediately. Basically, his companion quest involves you wandering the wasteland and getting certain bits of dialogue from different NPCs that will trigger messages from his system. Now for the first message you want to trigger, there are many bits of dialogue from many different NPCs you could go to. None of them are necessarily related to Eddie at all, so I'm not going to go through every one of them, but I will list them on the screen here. The one I'm going to go for is here at the Gibson Scrapyard, just north of Novak, and all you got to do is come talk to Lady Gibson. Now, I'm not sure which dialogue option it is that actually triggers it. I'm also not sure where she is, apparently. There she is. So I'm just going to go through all the options.
Hi there. I'm Old Lady Gibson, or so they tell me. I've got odds and ends for sale, and I'm pretty good at fixing things, too. You might have noticed the very large building just north of here. That's Helios 1. The NCR runs the place, so it's off limits to prospectors.
So it looks like the quest already triggered. You don't need to go through all of her option. It looks like it's just the introduction option. Now I will say, if you have already talked to her and gone through all of her conversation topics, you will not be able to use her for this part of the quest. So I would recommend going to either Helios 1 just north of here, or to Hidden Valley. As you can see from that list, there are plenty of options at both places. But let's see this message.
Take care now.
Subject E, diagnosis complete. Begin recording. My name is Whitley. I'm a researcher at Adams Air Force Base. Until recently, I was in charge of the Duraframe reinforcement project for the combat model Eyebots.
Log playback. Continue.
Eyebot Duraframe Subject E is both the prototype and the last functional model in this test group. I was prepared to make several significant upgrades to the machines. However, as the project was canceled and all Duraframe assets are being diverted to Hellfire armor, I am sending this model to the Navarro outpost.
Continue.
If you're listening to this log from one of our Enclave outposts in Chicago, give this unit whatever repairs it needs so it can continue to Navarro.
And with that, we have the first message we need. Now we can go after the next message, but not right away. Before Eddie will play the next message, you need to wait at least 5 in-game days before then. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be back with the next message. Once 5 in-game days have passed, or you've waited through them, you're now able to get the second audio log from Eddie here. Once again, I'm going to pop up on the screen all the possible spots you can go to trigger this quest. I'm going to use Michelangelo here at the end of the strip next to the Vault 21 Motel and the NCR Embassy. Now, in order to get this one, you do have to go in and start Michelangelo's quests. If you've already started it or ended it, then you will not be able to use this option. But once again, the Hidden Valley bunker with the Brotherhood of Steel is another great place to try and get this audio log.
Hello. Oh, hello, I am Michelangelo. How can I... wait. Are you here to deliver more billboard requests? Please tell me you're not a messenger on behalf of Mr. House.
No, I'm not here for anything like that. Who are you?
That's great to hear. Really great. I'm Sheldon from Vault 21. Although here I go by my artistic name, Michelangelo. So what brings you here?
Why are you so jittery about Mr. House?
Because spending myself to the edge of artistic oblivion for Mr. House sums up my existence since I had to leave Vault 21. That's why.
I guess you're having trouble with Mr. House request? What's the problem?
It's this place. My inspiration ebbs and I don't know how to stop it. Oh, I can't feel the warmth anymore.
It sounds as if you don't like this place. What is wrong with it?
I feel haunted by something terrible. Working in such a huge workshop often makes me shiver. I can't even leave the strip.
So is this fear of the outside world draining your inspiration?
Yes, I think so. But please, keep quiet about it. Without inspiration, I'm as good as a tumbleweed drifting in the barren wasteland.
And if you have Medicine 55, you can start his quest. You exhibit clear symptoms of acute agoraphobia. I can help.
Ah, an educated fellow. Now that is almost as rare as artistry. So, how can you help me regain my inspiration?
And it doesn't matter what option you pick here. I'm just gonna go with I could escort you into the wasteland. It's not so bad.
Thank you for the offer, but I think I really can't go to see... Wait a minute. I know, I don't have to necessarily be there to see it.
What do you mean?
Yes, that's it. I have a camera. It is old, but it should work. Perhaps you could bring me images of inspiring landmarks.
I'll help you. Do you have any landmarks in mind?
I've always wanted to see the dinosaur and its thermometer sign at Novak. Then there's the famous Bison Steve sign. The McCarran Airfield and the Helios 1 power station signs are of much interest to my work. Like the Sunset Sarsaparilla headquarters bottle.
Okay, you've got a deal. I'll return with the pictures.
Thank you. I really can't thank you enough for this. Please, get me all the pictures. I'll compensate you accordingly. Oh, and if you need more camera film, then just come back and I'll get it for you. Again, thank you.
Download complete. Begin recording. Navarro Outpost Scientist, I am glad that EDE has reached you. You will find several data banks of information on this machine.
Log playback continue.
Please handle this information with the utmost care, as it represents the sum total of the results of my research on the Duraframe Eyebots. There are also several data banks with information on my research into Poseidon Energy, and some projects they were working on in the Mojave area.
And with that, we have the second audio log. We really don't care about Michelangelo's quest. We just needed him to trigger the audio log. Now for this next part, we're going to need to wait 2 more in-game days. Now after 48 hours have passed, you will not get another audio log, but instead, you will get a message from a certain interested third party in the game about Eddie.
Hello? Hi, are you there? Oh, right. You can't respond. Listen, I'm using your robot as a relay to get this message to you. I've picked up some unusual chatter regarding your robot. It seems that it has some information that we could use. Oh, wait, where are my manners? This is Lorenzo, a knight with the Brotherhood of Steel. We'd be very interested in examining your tech.
Could you bring your robot to one of our patrols so they can examine it? I'll have the robot mark the location on your map.
Hi. Sorry to break in. He sounded truly riveting. I don't want to keep you much longer, but I'd like to make a counter-suggestion. I'm with the followers of the Apocalypse. We're much more liberal about the sharing of technology than those Brotherhood people. Bring your robot to us. We'll see that whatever information it may have on it is used for the greater good.
Now, there are a few ways that can go down. If you have not been to the old Mormon fort, then the followers of the apocalypse will not break in at that point. And if you have not retrieved the holotapes for the Brotherhood of Steel yet, then you will be asked to go to Retcon headquarters and get the holotape from that building. In which case, then Lorenzo will ask you about Eddie, and then April Mortimer from the followers will interrupt and ask you about Eddie. But since I have done both of those things, they both kind of hit in the same conversation. So now we have a choice. We can either take Eddie to the Brotherhood of Steel and have them examine him, or we can take him to the followers of the apocalypse and see what they can do for him. So let's see what they want. With the Brotherhood of Steel option, you're going to want to come to the Hidden Valley bunker all the way down on the lowest level, and you're going to come into the lab and talk to Senior Knight Lorenzo.
You're the one with that robot. I was hoping you'd bring him my way. Pretty impressive piece of hardware. I can't say that I've seen anything quite like him before.
I've heard some information from its logs. Sounds like it is carrying some Enclave data.
Really? What kind of logs? What kind of data does he have on it?
The logs spoke about Enclave Duraframe research and Poseidon energy research.
Did you say Poseidon energy? I've been researching some Poseidon projects here. Do you think you could leave your robot with me for a few days? I have some materials that I can use to upgrade his armor while he's here.
Okay, you can have Eddie for a little bit. And with that, I guess he just doesn't actually say anything. But you lose Eddie as a companion temporarily. Once you wait 3 to 4 days in-game, he will return to Prim for you to pick up as a new companion, and he will have upgraded his damage threshold from 8 to 20, so he gets 12 bonus damage threshold from doing this side of the quest. Once everything is ready, Eddie will have returned to Prim, where you originally found him. He'll have a nice new look to him, nice shiny metal. You can go ahead and re-recruit him. He'll have all the same perks. He should keep his inventory from the time before. And yeah, he has a bit more defense and damage threshold to accompany you through the wasteland. But I don't think I want to go with that route, so let's see what the followers have in store for him. The followers of the apocalypse are of course based here in Freeside in the old Mormon fort, and when you enter you're going to be wanting to look for a lady called April Mortimer. Right here, I found her in the back tent. Chances are she won't be here. You'll have to look for her, but let's talk to her.
Thank you for coming. Let's talk about that robot.
What would you like it for?
I've heard through our channels that it has some research that may be related to Enclave and Poseidon energy technology. I'd like to get what I can from it and use that data for the good of humanity. All of humanity, unlike the Brotherhood.
What are you going to do with it?
First, I'm going to pull off whatever log data I can. Then I'll use some of the tech around here to upgrade its weapons systems. Shouldn't be more than a few days' work.
Okay, you can take it for a little while. But, why don't you want the Brotherhood to have it?
The Brotherhood is all about keeping technology to themselves and using what they find to protect themselves. They are isolationist and belligerent. I have no doubt that they plan to use the data for weapons research.
Sounds about right. Go ahead, take it.
Thank you. I'll get it back to you as soon as I can with the upgraded weapon systems.
And just like the Brotherhood, they're going to take Eddie from you. And you won't have him as a companion temporarily. You're going to have to wait about 4 more days before you can get him back in Prim. Instead of a damage threshold upgrade, they're going to boost Eddie's attack power. He's going to get an extra laser zapper, which comes with +5 damage, +5 shots a second, which amounts to 169 extra DPS, damage per second. He also gets a 0.5% critical chance upgrade and +5 critical damage, which I personally think, with all that extra attack power, it is way more worth it than the damage threshold upgrade. But once you're done waiting for 4 days, all you gotta do is head back to Prim to recruit him once again. As you re-enter the Mojave Express, he is going to greet you happily, and you'll just begin the companion protocol once again. And that finishes his companion quest, Eddie, my love. Now, I do think he gets the same visual upgrade that the Brotherhood gave him, but he does get that extra boosted attack power. And if you thought that he wouldn't get any more useful, if you have Lonesome Road installed and you go through the DLC, you get 5 more upgrades for this guy. So that's what we are going to be going through next. I will see you in the Lonesome Road. Now that you're in the Lonesome Road, you're going to find yourself, well, alone. But as soon as you enter into the first missile silo just inside the DLC, you're going to walk through, and heading to your left here, unlock this door, and you're going to come across a familiar face in a pod up here. So let's go ahead and let him out. Unlock the prototype bot pod. What was that sound you just played? Some kind of memory? What are you doing here? This silo must have some pretty advanced engineering facilities to remote scan you and build copies. Slow down, slow down. What do you mean you're not the Eddie I know? Well, I think I could use your help getting out of here. Can you come with me?
Experiment log 369248/B. Eyebot Duraframe Universal Interface Override System. This is Dr. Whitley presiding. We've boosted signal gain and enlarged the overflow buffer system. That should ensure 100% connectivity and control. Eddie, whenever you're ready. Yes, success. Reporting full success on 369248/B. Eddie was able to interface with and override the test panel in under 3 seconds. Great job, team. Now let's start on the proposal for the full rollout.
That's a recording from your development. Are you saying you can override electronic security? Only panels with a dish-shaped receiver. The console in the main room had one of those, I think. So was that the voice of your creator? What happened to him? Well, I'm sure he's fine wherever he is. Maybe you'll see him again someday. Alright, let's keep moving. So with that, we get another Eddie. Now, this is not the same Eddie that we know from the New Vegas area, from the Wasteland. This is a copy of that Eddie, and he can do a few things in the Lonesome Road. As he's doing right there, he can activate these commissaries for you throughout the road, which act as little shops where you can buy and sell stuff, exchange for caps. The first thing you're going to do with him is come over to the blast door controls and have him unlock the terminal for you. And with that, the entire silo starts powering up. Starting with the power switch here. And you can see a few more copies of him there. I think those are more meant to be medical Eyebots. I'm really not sure. But now you can get to exploring the rest of the facility, and you will see your first of 5 upgrades you can get for Eddie here in the Lonesome Road DLC. On a destroyed Eyebot, you can take the Eyebot upgrade circuit board. You found a module on this broken Eyebot that can upgrade Eddie. Installing this module grants you the first rank of the Camaraderie perk, allowing Eddie to repair your currently equipped weapon once per day. This perk is accessed through Eddie's dialogue. If you find more upgrade modules, you can unlock further ranks of this perk. When you return to the Mojave, these upgrades will carry over to the original Eddie as well. So that is the first of 5 perks you can get for Eddie in this DLC. You'll just talk to him. And with Repair 25, you have a few other options you can do, but first let's do this one. Can you repair my weapon? And once a day, he will repair your currently equipped weapon up to 25%. But as I said, let's check these other options. That's an impressive multi-tool suite you got. I bet I could make all sorts of stuff with that. And hey, is that an Armco portable reloading bench built into you? That'll be handy. That basically unlocks the workbench and the reloading bench that we had on the original Eddie, but now we have it on the copy Eddie as well. So let's continue through the Lonesome Road here. I'm going to be stopping at every bit of dialogue with Eddie and every upgrade, of course. It isn't long after that before you get another bit of dialogue with him. It's actually in the next room, actually. When you go up the stairs...
Dr. Grant? What the hell do you think you're doing?
Ah, Whitley. There you are. Orders from Colonel Autumn. He feels the Eyebot Duraframe project isn't advancing quickly enough. I'm to...
You didn't even disengage his damage avoidance protocols. You're hurting him.
Don't be ridiculous. It's just a machine. See here. I've already increased the navigation system's efficiency by 65%.
Get the hell out of here!
Fine, Whitley. It's your lab. At least until I tell the Colonel about this.
Sounds like Dr. Whitley really cared about you. Ralphie who? You're still not making sense, Eddie. Well, Dr. Grant sounds like a war crime waiting to happen. Don't have to tell me, I would have beat the crap out of her. Wow, do you kiss your mother with that mouth? That's a terrible story, Eddie, but we should get moving. The next upgrade you are going to find for Eddie is going to be just inside Hopeville here, which is the little town you go into after exiting the silo bunker. Now, it is also worth noting that as you go through this DLC, you will occasionally have Eddie hijacked by a man named Ulysses, who will talk to you using Eddie. I'm not going to be going over those because those really don't have a whole lot to do with Eddie. It's just between you and Ulysses. But anyways, you're going to come here to the Hopeville Missile Base HQ. And you're going to come into some resistance as you enter. Got a bunch of marked men in here to kill. Let's see, looks like there's another one there. And I didn't get a slow-mo there, which makes me think there is a third one somewhere else. But what we're looking for here is the destroyed Eyebot for yet another Eyebot upgrade circuit board. You have gained the Camaraderie perk rank 2, allowing Eddie to manufacture small energy cells or microfusion cells once per day. Very useful if you use energy weapons as your primary form of attack. You can also talk to him and try running a Repair 35 check. If you switch to the 3/8 wrench and the smaller drill, those weapon repairs would be easier. And what that does is it boosts the amount he can repair your weapon by each day to 35% instead of 25%. And with 65 repair, if you drop the power output by 24, you'll be able to make more energy ammo with no quality loss. And of course, that lets him manufacture 35 energy ammo once a day versus the normal 20 that he's able to do. With Explosives 35, you know if you strip out the plasma relays on those energy cells, you can make flamer fuel. That lets him make flamer fuel for you instead. And if you have 65 explosives, remove the safety catches on those microfusion cells, and you could turn them into satchel charges. Which of course gives you the option to make satchel charges. Very useful. They basically work like mines. You place them on the ground and blow them up when an enemy gets close. Once you have made your way through the ruins of Hopeville, obtained the laser detonator, blown up a few things, you're going to be heading into the collapsed overpass tunnel where we will get another message from Eddie.
I don't believe it. Grant actually went to Colonel Autumn and got approval for her damned efficiency guidelines. All experiments will be carried out with the test subject fully active to reduce iteration time. It's barbaric. I've explained this to the Colonel. Just because the Eyebots don't have true AI doesn't mean they're just machines. I guess results are all that matter around here. Forget things like ethical procedures or humane treatment. I'm starting to have serious misgivings about leadership around here. At least I've got you to talk to, huh, Eddie?
Whitley was really protective of his Eyebots, huh? I can't believe they'd approve that. I've met enough robots to know they're more than just machines. I can see why you left that place then. I hope those bastards got what was coming to them. Let's press on. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Your next audio log from Eddie is gonna happen about halfway through the high road, just after your first encounter with a Deathclaw here. You can see two more in the distance as Eddie comes and stops you.
All due respect, sir, I think you're making a mistake. We're close to a breakthrough with the Duraframe Eyebots. I can feel it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I understand that we need the Duraframe assets for Hellfire armor, but... No, sir. Yes, sir. I understand, sir. I'll tell the team to start disassembling the ED series prototypes right away. Eddie, you little rascal, were you eavesdropping again? I think those videos you watch are a bad influence on you. How much of that did you hear? Didn't Dr. Grant say she'd upgraded your navigational systems? And I think I have an idea. How'd you like to be just like Ralphie?
Sounds like Dr. Whitley was a bit of a rogue element. Do you record everything that's said around you? Really? Well, I'd better be careful what I say to you, huh? No, Eddie, I don't want to hear your recordings of human mating calls. That's just wrong. Let's get going. About halfway through the lonesome road at the end of the high road, you will come across a missile that you will launch to create the Courier's Mile, but we don't care about that. Once the missile explodes, we will get another audio log from our friend Eddie back here.
Good. You're back online. Listen to me, Eddie. If you stay here, they'll dismantle you for parts. You have to go now. I've uploaded destination coordinates for our outpost in Navarro into your system. I want you to go to the Enclave there, okay? Do you understand me? It's gonna be a long journey, my little friend. You'll have to fly very far. And fly very fast. Can you do that? I know you can. Be careful out there, Eddie. Maybe I'll see you again someday.
So you're trying to get all the way to Navarro? Isn't that in NCR territory? Whitley turned you loose all on your own? That must have been scary. It sounds like it wasn't easy for him either. I bet Whitley would be proud of you for making it this far. Come on, we need to keep going. After a lovely ride down an elevator into the Ashton missile silo, you will continue down through the hallways, through the medical area, take out a sentry bot, and to your left will be a hard lock door. You have to hack through the terminal to get in. There is no key for it, but once you get in, you will come across yet another destroyed Eyebot and another circuit board. You have gained the Camaraderie perk, rank 3, giving you and Eddie both +2 damage threshold. And that stacks with the upgrade we got, or you might have gotten, from the Brotherhood of Steel. As you descend the collapsed Sunstone Tower after exiting the Ashton missile silo, you will come across yet another audio log from Eddie, I believe about halfway down. Just after these stairs, he will stop you.
Dad! Hey, Dad! Check out this robot I found!
Careful, Tommy. I've never seen a robot like that before. It might be dangerous.
He's not dangerous. Look, he's hurt. Can we take him home, Dad? Maybe Mom can fix him.
I don't know, son. What if someone comes looking for it?
Please? He looks so lonely. Maybe if Mom fixes him, he can help her out around the garage.
All right, boy. But if he breaks anything, it's coming out of your allowance.
Yay! He'll be just like Ralphie. Only this one's not a toy.
Sounds like that kid was pretty fond of you. Why did he leave? Where did this happen? Illinois? So that's where you got that plate. The other you, I mean. What's a Chicago? Come on, Eddie. Let's go. Your fourth upgrade is going to be found just outside the Cave of the Abaddon, where you will find not just one, but 2 warheads. The left one, of course, leads into the cave itself, but we are interested in the right warhead here. Go ahead and pull out your detonator and blow that shit up. When you walk up the ramp, you should have revealed another destroyed Eyebot and yet another circuit board. You have gained the Camaraderie perk rank 4, increasing your damage with beam weapons by +5. Eddie also gains +5 damage while he is your companion. So Eddie gets a nice attack power upgrade, and if you are into using laser weapons at all, you also get that attack boost, so very useful to have. If you turn around directly from where you just blew up that warhead, you will come into view with the 3rd Street Municipal Building, which has access to the sewers next to it, where we will find the final upgrade for Eddie. So you'll just climb up this ramp here, these steel girders or whatever you call them, discover it, and walk right on through into the sewers. Now once you get out of the pipe, you will find 2 Hulkers guarding the final destroyed Eyebot. Go ahead and grab that circuit board one final time. You have gained the Camaraderie perk rank 5, increasing your accuracy in VATS as long as Eddie is your companion. Eddie also gains an accuracy boost while he is your companion. So you get a nice little accuracy boost to you and Eddie. You complete the Educated challenge up in the top left there. And now all that's left is to continue through the Lonesome Road and finish up Eddie's story. Back at the Cave of the Abaddon, just after you destroy the warhead blocking the entrance, Eddie will stop you once again. That was a 308 round, probably hand-loaded, that would have destroyed most robots your size. What was that? That sounded bad. Sounds like they blew out your primary stabilizing jets. I can't believe you kept going after that. No wonder you didn't make it all the way to Navarro. No time to talk. I don't like the look of this place. We should keep moving. After a short but somewhat difficult battle with the Queen Tunneler, you will come into yet another buried building where Eddie will stop you once again.
Next week on Ralphie the Robot's Incredible Odyssey.
Ralphie, hurry! If mean old General Winters catches you, you'll never make it home! No! Ralphie, fly far, fly fast!
Tune in next Saturday for the exciting conclusion. Only on Vault-Tec Channel 9.
Eddie? What are you doing in here all alone? And who left these old videos playing? Come on, let's get you into your recharge bay. We've got a big day tomorrow.
Suddenly a lot of things make more sense. Is that what you're doing, trying to find your way home? Don't worry, I won't let any mean old generals get you. Sometimes I feel the same way. Why do you think I became a courier? Come on, Eddie. We've got to fly far and fly fast if we want to get to the end of the divide. And with some determined beeping, we exit the Berry building and get another message from Ulysses. Now I know I said I was going to leave these out, but this one is a little more important with what happens to Eddie.
Thought that explosion, that building falling deep in the divide, might have been your work. Wouldn't kill you. Maybe close. Knew you'd survive, but no need to go any farther. You've brought me what I need. That machine with you, sealed in the Hopeville silo. Needed someone to unlock it, bring it home. Now the signal's strong enough. No need for you to carry it anymore. I can call your machine to me.
What? Eddie?
You gave it a name. What was it to you? Companion, slave, weapon, all of that. Nothing compared to its primary function. It's a messenger, like us. And it shares our history. If you feel its loss, remember, you could have turned away at any time, gone back home, and none of this would have happened. But you had to make one last delivery, and that's why I knew you'd come, courier. Couldn't stay away. It's who you are.
You're not taking Eddie from me.
The machine you brought is mine now. It's coming home. I'll reduce it to parts, just enough to function, to be aware of what's happening. What's inside that machine, that's all that mattered. All the machines here, made of wreckage from the divide, and all that was brought here. Inside its frame, it carries the message you brought here, and it'll do what it was programmed to do. Whatever it can to get home. The giants here will listen to it. I'll bring the divide to your home, your nation. Let its flag burn, just like you let the divide burn. Big Mountain Access Code, Ulysses. Command, override. Navarro.
Ulysses has seized control of Eddie. You have lost Eddie as a companion, and everything he was carrying has been transferred to you. You have lost Eddie's Enhanced Sensors perk. And with that, Eddie leaves us to go to Ulysses up in his temple, and this DLC turns into a rescue mission. Once you arrive here at Ulysses' temple, it'll be a short walk and a couple of sentry bots in, like this one. And you'll come across a side area here where you can access the Eyebot maintenance area. So go ahead and unlock the doors, take out one more sentry bot, couple turrets, and we will find our companion Eddie trapped in a pod. So let's let him out. Must have been an override function piggybacked on that broadcast. That's what pulled you here. Are you okay? What happened? You just took off like you finally found home. An override frequency? So what? Ulysses just called you here? But why would he do that? It wasn't to lure me here. Ulysses already knew I was coming. Whatever he's planning, Ulysses obviously wants you there. Come on, I'd hate to disappoint him. And with that, he rejoins you as a companion, and you and Eddie head off to the final battle, final confrontation with Ulysses himself. And with the chaos at the missile silo finished, there is just one thing left to do. You and Eddie must stop the missiles from launching. There's only one way to completely cancel the launch. The abort code is encrypted with an incredibly advanced pre-war military encryption sequence. You'd have to be a code-cracking robot to break it in time. Let's ask Eddie for help.
Experiment log 369248/A. Eyebot Duraframe Universal Interface Override System. This is Dr. Whitley presiding. Initial tests of the override system are promising. Against unsecured or lightly encrypted targets, the Eyebots have a 98% success rate. More heavily protected systems are still problematic. Military-grade encryption presents a very real possibility of critical overload of key systems. We've stopped tests before any robots were destroyed. But if we don't address the problem, our Eyebots will fry themselves hacking military networks.
Are you saying you can stop this missile? But the log said that this kind of encryption would kill you. No, Eddie. I won't let you sacrifice yourself like this. There has to be another way. If you're really sure you want this, okay. Go ahead and stop the missile. And goodbye, my friend. You have lost Eddie's Enhanced Sensors perk. And with that, you reappear back in the Mojave Wasteland, with Eddie having perished in the Lonesome Road. But don't forget, that was a copy Eddie. The real Eddie will have been returned to the presidential suite of the Lucky 38, or to Prim if you haven't unlocked this suite, and he will continue his adventures with the Courier 6, with everything that the copy Eddie has learned in the Lonesome Road. Alright, thank you guys for watching the first of many companion videos I have going up in New Vegas. I wanted to start with probably the first companion you meet in the game, Eddie. One of the last ones if you do Lonesome Road. At the end, like I always do. He's basically there with me through the whole game, and he's one of my favorites. In the next episode, we are going to tackle a human companion, Rose of Sharon Cassidy. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.